YouTube. What's up, baby? We back here again. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're talking about Jeepers Creepers 2. Um, so for me, this franchise really shined at Jeepers Creepers 1 and Jeepers Creepers 2. We all know that Jeepers Creepers 3 was complete trash, and we're hoping for Jeepers Creepers 4, which is entitled Jeepers Creepers Reborn. We're hoping that they can win us back and do it right. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, for me, if not, it's just gonna be considered to be Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and that's it, man. Because like I said, Jeepers Creepers 3 was trash, man. It was trash. I mean, it's watchable, but it was trash, bro. Like even as a fan of this franchise, it was really trash. But Jeepers Creepers 2, you know what I'm saying? This movie came out in 2003. Um, Still a young buck when it first came out, you know what I'm saying? And this one I actually saw in the theaters, you know what I'm saying? So, but we still got the creeper being played by Jonathan Breck, which is very very it's a nice thing to have, you know what I'm saying? Especially like I said, since we know that the new creeper is not going to be being played by him. Um, he just embodies the creeper, bro. He embodies the creeper, man. And it's crazy because he's kind of a handsome dude, but under that with that makeup on, you you never be able to tell, right? Um, so I just kind of want to give a brief outlook of what the movie was about, give you some of my favorite scenes from the movie, and then give you my grade for the movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Jeepers Creepers 2, man. So it starts off with an opening. We got the we got Jack Taggart, and he's with his two sons, and they live on a farm. And what ends up happening is um, his youngest son is like walking with his dog through the fields, and he ends up seeing a scarecrow. And it's not unusual for there to be scarecrows on a farm, because you usually people use scarecrows on a farm to scare away you know birds from eating their goods, right? So what happens is he sees this one scarecrow, and he kind of doesn't recognize it, you know what I'm saying? And then he back and forth, like being suspicious about it, and then he sees it move, and so he's like, yo, this is not the scarecrow, this is something else. And he sees the feet of the scarecrow, and it's like, it's not human feet either, bro. It's like, green feet with long nails. So he knows that this ain't nothing to mess with. So he tries to run away. Creeper gets down, grabs him, and before you know it, uh, Jack Taggart's son is being lifted off in the air, and they takes him away. And it's a crazy scene, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of reminiscent to the scene at the end of Jeepers Creepers 1, and also reminiscent to a scene that happens later on in this movie, in Jeepers Creepers 2. So you have that happen, and then we get to a point where we're introduced to uh, geez, what is Shorty's name? Minxie, and she's a student at a high school, and basically you got her on a bus full of other students, and these are football players. So you got the football players, you got the cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You got a couple teachers there on the bus, and the bus driver, and as they're driving or something like that, what ends up happening is the creeper um, is actually running along on the side of the bus, like, and there's a lot of like bushes and debris and stuff like that in the way, so they can't see it. But he throws his ninja stars at the bus tires, and then it basically blows their tires, and keeps them from going about their way to the game that they were going to, or going about their way to get in home, because maybe they already had the game. I'm not sure. Um, but during this, Minxie has a premonition, and in the premonition, she sees the creeper. She sees the deceased version of Derry and the regular version of Derry, but he warns her, like, hey, every 23 years, da da da, this it gets to eat, and da 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 da, and then he shows his dead version of himself, and then so it's like freaking her out. But even in the premonition, she sees the creeper actually throwing the ninja stars that are made out of like depending on what ninja star it is, they're made out of different things. You know what I'm saying? But it's basically bone and certain parts from a body. Like on one of them, actually was Derry's belly button in the middle, and then around it was bones. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty crazy, right? Um, but then she, she wakes up from the premonition, and the bus, the tires blow up. So obviously, nobody saw him do that, but she did, have that vision in her premonition, and so she's understanding of what's happening. But if she tells anybody else, they'll probably think she's crazy until the creeper actually shows up. So she probably, she kind of keeps her mouth shut about stuff. Um, but then yeah, nighttime comes, and you know, uh, the creeper shows himself, right? And he's picking out kids that he wants to you know get the body parts for, because he smells the fear of certain people, and through that he's able to tell what body parts he needs or wants. So he's picking his prey, and the rest are kind of free to go per se. You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't do anything stupid to try to, endanger themselves, because they can try to fight him and he's just gonna kill them. He may not want anything from you, but he's gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? If you try to, fight him or whatever. So, um, but yeah, so they're getting attacked. They're pretty much getting picked off. Teachers are gone. The bus is disabled. They have no way of getting out. Radio is pretty much messed up and stuff like that. So their whole thing is to try to get the attention of somebody, and see if they can use their phone and things like that, whatever it may be. Um, and so what ends up happening is uh, Jack Taggart is listening, um, very intensely on a radio, and he's trying to hear if there's anything going on suspicious, to the point of what happened to his kid, because he's trying to look for the entity that took his kid. He can't get his kid back, but he wants to kill the entity. He wants to kill the creeper. So he ends up listening to the radio, ends up finding where the kids are, and ends up driving down there. And so it's him and his only son at this point, because his youngest son got killed, right? So it's him and his only son. They make this makeshift harpoon gun, and they put it in the back of their truck, and then they're ready and going. You know what I'm saying? So they get there. A lot of people's already been picked off, right? They end up. Uh, Jack ends up getting to the creeper and ends up like damaging it very, very, very badly. Like anything else would have been dead, and this was worse damage than it was for the first one. When Derry and Trish were like running them over and stuff like that. Like this was worse. He was getting stabbed up badly, bro, badly. So you would think that he was dead, and what ends up happening is he goes into his hibernation mode. And so what they do is, everybody's safe now, right? That's still alive. What they do is they take him back to the farm. Years pass by, and what ends up happening is Jack Taggart is obviously waiting, because it's gonna be coming soon to the day where the creeper's gonna wake up from his hibernation, and he's gonna be weak at that point, because he never got to restore the body parts that he needed. Plus, he'll need to just feed. I'm pretty sure he's weak every time he wakes out of the hibernation mode. But so, anyways, you see him on a farm with his son. His son is, an adult now, and he's Jack is an old man now, and they basically have him displayed on this wall, and people pay a certain amount of money to come take pictures and to come see him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it was on the news, you know what I'm saying? From all the stuff that happened in the first movie to all the stuff that happens in the second movie. So it was on the news. So, people know about them, and they take pictures and all stuff like that. You have these three kids that come and taking a picture like, yo, it's fake, da 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 da. And then Jack Taggart is like, y'all can think what y'all want, as long as y'all give me my money, and y'all can be going about your way. And before they leave, they get a creepy vibe from the creeper, even though he's still in the hibernation form and still all, beat up and stuff like that. They get a creepy vibe from him, so they split, they leave. And then you see Jack there with the sitting in his wheelchair or whatever, and he's got like his little harpoon gun or whatever, and he's waiting for the creeper to wake up. He's gonna start blasting it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the movie ends right there. Like I said, I didn't want to spoil too much. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, at least you kind of get a quick glimpse of it, and then you can go, watch the movie if you think that is something that you will want to watch. But yeah, that's basically it for that movie. I thought this movie was very, very good, man. Like the creeper looks excellent once again. He has more of a um, he has a style to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he seems more human in this movie. There's a lot more things. There's things that he does that where it's like, besides just like on the first one he was whistling, that was like a human trait. There's a lot more humanistic traits about him to where it's like, yo, like this. He just kind of grows on you from it. You know what I'm saying? Like him smiling, him licking stuff and everything. Like it just worked for me. It worked for me. And I remember, I think that it was either in this movie or the first movie, they were actually going to have him talk, but they took it out because they felt like, it kind of would make it seem too sweet. They wanted to make it, make him be as menacing as possible. You know what I'm saying? So even though he's doing these things, um, it's not degrading the menacing fact about him, but him talking will probably degrade the menacing fact about him. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, man, he grew on me more in this movie. The first one, you kind of like the characters, like the two main Darian and Trish, and then in this movie, I like the characters on here, but the character that I like the most is actually the creeper on this movie. So it's kind of crazy, right? But yeah, the some of my favorite scenes in the movie will have to be the opening, right, where the son gets taken away, because it just it's so crazy when you think about it. Like if you were in that position, like what would you do? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can do to the creeper, but what would you do if you saw somebody just fly off into the sky with one of your family members that you love so much, but you can't do anything, and you can't call the cops, because you call the cops, they're gonna be like, what? You know what I'm saying? No one's gonna believe you. So it's such a scary, helpless feeling. You know what I'm saying? And it just reminded me of that same feeling that Trish had when she saw the creeper flying off with Derry in the first one. Um, so that's one of my favorite scenes, the opening scene. Another one of my favorite scenes is the part where he freaking gets his head taken off. The creeper gets his head taken off, and then he ends up taking one of the students' heads and puts it in his chest, and then like or he puts it in his stomach or something like that. Then it like eats it, and then it comes up slowly throughout his stomach to his chest, and then it comes out of his head, and then the kid that he killed, you know what I'm saying, he's alive for a second. He's like, hey, what happened? And all of a sudden it just and it turns back into the creeper, bro. That was slick. That was so slick. That was another one of my favorite scenes. And one of my last favorite scenes will probably be with when DeAndre, when he's fighting against the creeper, and he's trying to put up the best fight that he can. You know what I'm saying? Even though the creeper was super damaged at that point, DeAndre held his own. You know what I'm saying? And it was almost gonna be over for him, but Jack came out with that little harpoon gun and got him. But he was holding his own, and that was a very intense scene, man. It was a very intense scene, and that's one of my favorite scenes on there too as well, man. So, um, but yeah, man, this is one of those movies that is iconic. You know what I'm saying? First one and the second one are iconic. The Creeper is iconic. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I love it. I love this franchise, bro. If we don't get any other movies that'll make me feel like Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, it sucks, but I'll live. You know what I'm saying? I'll always have Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Just to go back and watch here and there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. For this, I'd give this movie. I give this movie 8.5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? A little less than the first one, because um, I don't know. The first one just had this feeling about it, bro. It just had this feeling about it, man. So the second one kind of gives you that, but it's just a little less. You know what I'm saying? So I give it an 8.5. Definitely a decent movie. Definitely a decent score, and well deserving of a decent score. If you guys seen the movie, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about. If you guys ain't seen it, I don't know what you're doing. please go see Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely worth watching. I don't know about number 3, but Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 is definitely worth watching. So yeah, man, you know, if you guys seen the movie already, please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. You know, just let me know, you know, did you like it? Did you like it more than the first one? Have you seen it recently? Does it still hold up to you? And how does it hold up to other movies of today's standard? Because I think it still holds up well. You know, the Creeper is just, he just looks great, man. He looks menacing, bro. He's one of those dudes, man. But please remember to like, subscribe, and share. This is Q's Insight. I am Cali, and until next time.